Welcome to the Lakeview video podcast series. I'm Lauren Stobbie, the Wellness Program Supervisor at Lakeview, and I am here with Steve Herndon, who is a former NFL player and the co-founder of Safety Net Recovery. Thank you for being here with us.
Thanks for having me.
So what was it like going from being a professional NFL player to owning your own business?
It was quite a transition. Football has been so good to me in so many different areas. It's taught me a lot about life in general, and that's the one takeaway from football is the leadership qualities that you've got to have on the field. Leading your team on the field. You've got to have those same qualities off the field, running a business and role modeling the behaviors that not only you want your employees to have, but also the people living at your facility, the kind of behavior that you want them to have as well. So I've just kind of used it as a catapult to bigger and better things.
So you said one of the biggest barriers that men face when going into addiction treatment is the inability to ask for help. Mm-hmm. So what would you say to someone that's struggling with that?
Learn to ask for help. We as men, particularly someone who was as blessed as I was to be able to make it all the way to the National Football League, you've pretty much been able to, or you've created this self persona that you've done it all on your own. And the quicker you can start to look back and realize, no, I didn't do it all on my own. I had a strength coach, in middle school, or I had a football coach in high school. Those are the people that really helped me to get to where I, had the opportunity to play in the National Football League. So really learning that it wasn't all you from the beginning, and it's not going to be all you moving forward, I think is the biggest thing for me, especially myself.
Right. Okay. So a few things you were talking about, especially I think in your recovery, was saying is when you were struggling with your addiction and really seeking out things that release the dopamine response and looking for acceptance. So what are ways that you really encourage your clients to find that response, but in a healthy, natural way?
That's a great question. Physical activities, I know it's right up your alley. Eating healthy. A lot of people think that just going to the gym and just being able to eat whatever you want is the answer to finding that in a very natural form. And I think it's a culmination of things. I think it's eating healthy. I think it's working out. Mm-hmm. I think it's going to meetings. I think it's it's been proven statistically that going to a meeting where there's something spiritual being talked about, it fires those same dopamine receptors. So I think all of those components incorporated in, on a daily basis is really how you do it.
Definitely. And what would you say to someone who's looking for help in recovery?
Just ask. I don't think there's real, it doesn't have to be neat or pretty, but the important thing is to ask. The thing that I find so troubling today is that, I get calls all the time about, I've got so-and-so and, they really need help, but they don't want help. And I think the flip side of that is just sometimes people don't realize that just asking for help is the beginning. Mm-hmm. And if you can just scratch and claw the same way that you scratched and clawed for the drugs and alcohols, you got to scratch and claw that same way for recovery. So, and it starts with one scratch, and that one scratch may be, all you need to have a way of living that you never dreamed possible.
Right. I know today you focus mainly on males in recovery, but I did see that you all also have a females facility.
We do.
Is there a big difference you found in treating males and females in recovery?
Males and females have different components that need to be focused on, but I think ultimately it's learning to ask for help, and it's a sense of camaraderie and fellowship. Obviously we want to keep men with men and women, just as y'all do here at Lakeview.
Right.
But I think at the end of the day, it's the sense of purpose that you know, I think that one of the gentlemen sitting in the front row, he mentioned that there was something very silly in his book that he thought he was the only person that went through that
Right.
particular experience, but then he had somebody reach out to him and say, wow, I did the very same thing. You know, and finding that common bond is really what makes us, you know, for those of us that are in recovery, so proud to be a part of recovery.
Right, definitely. So if you are interested in learning more about Steve or Safety Net Recovery, you can find them at safetynetrecovery.com or at 770-432-9774. And if you're interested in learning more about Lakeview, you can find us at lakeviewhealth.com or call us at 866-887-0142. Thank you for being with us today.
Thank y'all for having me.